Hello everyone, I'm David Scranton, and thank you for clicking this video because today we're talking about changes to laws surrounding retirement planning and what it means for your retirement plan. And as you may know, Congress passed the Secure Act 2.0 at the end of March, at least the House of Representatives did, and the bill includes provisions affecting everything from your 401k contributions to your RMDs. And here to help me break it all down, we have Dave McAdams, founder and president of McAdams Group, a retirement income store located in Memphis, Tennessee. David is also the host of his own YouTube channel where he posts videos on all sorts of important retirement topics. If you're not subscribed to his channel yet, click the link in the description and make sure that you subscribe. Dave, great to have you here back on the Income Generation.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
So talk to us about this Secure Act 2.0. I know most of our clients haven't really heard of it. But, generally speaking, what does it involve? What should people be aware of?
Well, the main thing it involves is, the primary takeaway is the government's looking for ways to shift responsibility to people to save more money for retirement. This has happened on a corporate level when you started seeing pensions go away and people adopting 401k plans. And in a perfect world, the government would not have to support people when they get to retirement age. They would have saved their own money. So this is in some respect a way that they can have younger people participate in plans to save more for retirement. And then there are a few provisions that may be beneficial depending on your situation if you're older, concerning the way that they currently make you take distributions from retirement once you've ended the accumulation phase.
Right, it postpones the age at which you have to take required minimum distributions. But let's talk about how it helps people save. You probably have this happen too. I've got highly paid people in my organization that aren't even contributing to our own 401k plan, even though I match dollar for dollar up to 6%. And sometimes I just shake my head and say it's free money. So what are some of the things they're doing to help incentivize people or maybe push people in the direction of doing what they probably should be doing anyway?
Well, a few of the things that are in the proposed law would be forced mandatory participation. So the law would then say if you're a new employee and if it's a new plan, not one of the ones that is grandfathered, but in a newer plan, they would be forced to start by putting 3% of their wages into the plan, increasing that by 1% per year, up to 10%, but not exceeding 15%. So this would make people save.
Sure.
Another takeaway is that if you are 50 or older, instead of being able to put a smaller amount in as what they call a catch-up provision, they would increase that amount. And, it's interesting because we see this happen a lot. If you look at the accumulation that happens in our country, most of the money that's saved for retirement actually happens between the ages of 55 and 65 years old. It's not uncommon that sometimes the stars align, where in some family units, the kids are out of the house, the mortgage may be paid off. And for the first time in their entire career, they actually have disposable income that they can save. Well, Secure Act 2.0 would allow them to put even more money back in their retirement plans.
Sure. And it also, what I understand they're coming out with also is a feature which really limits the liability for corporations that want to include annuities in the plan, because as we're pretty darn good, you and I are, at getting clients to generate interest and dividends in their portfolios. But at the end of the day, the only way to guarantee income really is through an annuity, essentially to duplicate Social Security. So do you think that's going to make it easier now so more companies will at least offer annuity solutions in the 401k that are more portable if somebody leaves and goes to work somewhere else?
Yes, I think that's going to be, the more asset classes that you allow and give people options and freedom to make choices with their own money, as opposed to the very restrictive plans that are very limited. Even the founder of the person who's kind of credited for inventing the 401k was recently quoted that if he had to do it all over again, he would blow it up and change it. But what he's very specific about was not blowing up 401k plans, but he was specifically speaking to the investment options within 401k plans. So whether you like real estate or gold or annuities or stocks or mutual funds is irrelevant. The point is giving people choices within the 401k environment can be a good thing because economic environments change. There's ebbs and flows, recessions, growth periods. People need the freedom and choices to make smart decisions in their plans.
And all the things you talked about are things that can generate income. Even, real estate in the form of a real estate investment trust can generate income. So, and isn't it true that, when you talk to people who are trying to exercise those catch-up features that are over the age of 50, isn't it because their biggest fear is usually just running out of income once they retire?
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's a common fear. Nobody, it's often talked about that, people don't want to go into a nursing home, but I think one of the biggest fears of people going into retirement is simply outliving their money, running out of money before they run out of life. And of course, there are solutions for that. The problem is those solutions don't really currently exist in the 401k environment. There are no good places to generate true interest and dividend income in most 401k plans. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, no kidding. What other concerns do you see people coming into your office with today? Maybe more so than you did even 6 months ago?
Well, most of it's driven by the news, of course. Everyone is concerned about inflation. I was talking to my wife. She was making some food for our family coming over, and she was making these little air fryer chickens. And she said, I used to go to the store. These were $5 not that long ago. And now they're $13. We've all been to the gas pump and seen almost 100% increase at the gas pump. So people are very fearful of inflation. They're fearful of political unrest. They're fearful of what's happening in Russia and the Ukraine and just global and the political environment. And most people, I would say, have you fall into two camps. I mean, there are people that are endlessly optimistic, and that's a good quality, but sometimes you need to pepper some realism in there. And I would say more people are concerned. Their gut is just telling them something's not right. Things can't go up forever without repercussions. And so some people are concerned that a recession is looming. And of course, with the recent news from firms like Deutsche Bank coming out and basically predicting a recession on the horizon, you're seeing more and more traction from the big institutions starting to be vocal about that as well.
Well, I know you always talk about when you retire, you don't want to eat the chickens, you want to eat the eggs. But what you've just told me is that's probably in part because people won't be able to afford the chickens anymore if they've gone up more than double in the price. That's crazy. So, final thoughts. If you had to send, one message, one top piece of advice for our income generation members today, what would that be?
Well, I would say that, right now, even though the market's about, as of this filming, about 6 to 8% off of its recent all-time highs, it still is at a very historical high. And when the market's up like this and you're either currently retired or possibly within 3 to 5 years of retirement, you could look at it as a gift. Mr. Market's given you a gift of the ability to make smart choices and reallocate and reposition your money, get it out of the high risk, high volatility, low income or no income buckets, and put that in the less volatile, less risk, high income buckets. Now is a good time to hit the reset button and play some defense. If you've already won the money game and you have enough to get you from here to the grave, why would you risk losing half of it just at the point in life where you're going to have to rely on it? So that's one of the key takeaways is Mr. Market's given us a gift. Procrastination is the enemy. You can make an argument that it's a good time to reallocate.
Yeah, I mean, don't get too greedy. It reminds me of the old axiom, pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. So, if you get an opportunity to take money off the table from Mr. Market, as you say, it's you probably shouldn't look that gift horse in the mouth. Dave McAdams, thanks so much for being with us here today on the
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching today's video, Secure Act 2.0 update. If you enjoyed it, click a thumbs up button to give us a like, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for new content each and every week.